Hi Pisces, welcome to your March 2021 tarot reading. Now, spring feels firmly like it has sprung, so we are going to do a spread for growth today. We're going to have a look at how we can grow as people, what we can do to try and improve ourselves, what we can focus on. I've got 3 decks I'm using today. We are going to be using the Sasuraibito Tarot, the Modern Spellcaster Tarot, and also the Vice Versa Tarot. All the decks obviously will be listed in the description box below, as will my email and my Instagram. Now, these are general readings, so they won't resonate for everybody. If you would like to book a private reading, then you can contact me on my email or my Instagram. And also, while you're on my Instagram, go and give it a follow, because I do a lot of free content on there, like Q&As, like obviously posts, star sign reads, the collective readings. So definitely do that. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Give it a subscribe, hit that bell for a notification so you can see when videos go live. Anyway, Pisces, let's have a look at what is coming up for you this month in the way of growth, how you can improve. I'm not saying that you're not lovely as you are, but you know, we can all make small improvements. Okay. This is good, I like this. First off, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Now, this card, as we all know, is about the work. It's about doing the making the effort, putting the work in, literally not being distracted. Like whatever it is that your goal is. Now, whether it is that you're trying to find a new career, whether you're trying to find a partner, whether you're trying to find a new house, a puppy, a kitten, adopt, don't shop. Whatever it is, or saying that, adopting pets is very hard work, I think. It's hard work. Whatever it is, it's just that thing of keeping your nose to the grindstone. Be really focused, because that will help you find growth and it will help you improve things. And you know what? Practice makes perfect. It is one of those things. The only way we can truly grow is to make sure that we keep doing the work, we keep sorting out what we need to do, and stay focused and don't get distracted. Like, I literally love that this guy is just, his head is firmly in that book. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on around him. He is, you know, he's gone through all of these other books, tomes, if you will. It's a lovely new word. It's not a new word, but it's a word I don't use very often. You know, he's gone through all of that and he's just straight on to the next one. Like, it's literally that thing of going, right, I finished this book. Where's my next book? Okay, cool. I want to stay on my path. I want to stay with my learning. I want to keep going with what I'm doing. Now, your next card out you got is the Fool. And I adore this card so much, because normally the Fool is like someone really young, experimental, ambitious, you know, the whole world's ahead of them. This isn't. This is someone who is recapturing their youth. This is someone who has been through it all and is done with it. Like, you know, so it is that thing of growth, of going, if you put the work in, if you focus on what it is that you want to do, and you keep concentrated on your goal, you will get to a point where you finally have that new lease of life and that release and that chance to just take everything you've learned. And I'm not saying throw it all in the, you know, out the window and just go back to being, you know, the original, or, you know, get back onto target of where you were. But actually, there is something to be said for that. There's a lot to be said for getting to that point where, yeah, like a friend of mine said once years ago about someone else. She was working on a job with someone, and the boss was like, you know, how did you find this person? And my friend just said, do you know what? She just hasn't reached an age where she realises she doesn't know everything yet. And I was like, whoa, mic drop moment. Because actually, you know, we do, as we grow older, we find new ways of seeing the world, of new ways of thinking, and new ways of realising that actually we don't know everything like we thought we did when we were, you know, in our 20s. So that's really, really positive, Pisces. And then we've got the breakthrough moment of the Ace of Swords, where it's going to be that moment where you just go, oh my God, like everything seems to make sense. The clouds start to lift and clear, and you just can really focus on what it is that you want and going after it. And that is really, really good. And as an overall message, we've got the 8 of Wands, and I adore this deck, this 8 of Wands, because it is that bow and arrow moment of, you know, you feel like you're being pulled back, but actually, like if you think about a bow and arrow, you pull it back in order to launch it. It's getting ready to launch, like a rocket baby ready to blow, which also reminds me, I was watching it Once Upon a Time again. Oh, so good. And Mary Margaret was doing a lesson about actions and reactions, and then decides to there's more birds flying out my window, take the kids out and show them a bow and arrow to get them interested. And she's like, you know, this is the action, this is the equal and opposite reaction. hits the target. Great. So listen, Pisces, this month is going to be a really good month for you. I feel like there's going to be some really, really positive stuff where you actually, you know, whatever it is that you've been working towards, whatever it is you've been focused on, whatever you've been trying to build and get going. Oh God, and also it's that cherry blossom moment. Like, aren't we so ready for those cherry blossoms to be in bloom? Oh, I love it. Like, I keep saying to myself when I've, you know, cherry blossoms are the goal. To have a cherry blossom in your garden. Anyway, Pisces, hope that helps. Let's have a little look at the work life and the career and see what's going on in that area for you guys, and then we'll get on to the vice versa tarot. So we're going to use the Modern Spellcaster's tarot for the work spread for today. Oh my God, you got the Fool again. Literally rocking out. Ooh, okay. Okay. So we've got the Fool, we've got something. There's a real sense of freshness. And like I say, this came up in your general spread. So it is really good that you've got the Fool out again. That is very exciting. You probably saw it on my face, how exciting that was to have the Fool come out again. To have that new lease of life, have that ambition, have that freshness. Now listen, maybe this is literally a situation where you have a new job, you have a new project you can work on, and it fills you with joy, and it fills you with that fresh feeling of spring, of being able to get back to work. You know, maybe you work in events, maybe you work in hairdressing, whatever it is, and your industry is starting to open up again, and you feel so good about that. However, be wary that, and I don't feel this is you, I feel like this is actually people around you, but you've got the Six of Wands in reverse and the Devil in the upright. So although you feel all fresh and exciting and new, I think you need to just be mindful that other people may not be in that feeling with you. Other people may still be struggling. Maybe, you know, it's one of those things where you start to tell people that, you know, for example, you talk about your business going well, and, you know, you're so grateful that this is happening and that's happening and everything's going well, and you feel like you're sharing good news, and there are other people who are not quite there yet, and it feels like they are not. No, it does. It feels like they're kind of, as much as they're happy for you that things are going well, they're also a little bit resentful that things are not going well for them. And that's a hard thing, because you don't want to, you know, edit your good news based on your audience of who you're telling. Because listen, if you've been through hard times, and, you know, listen, we've all been through hard times, and we don't want to invalidate our hard times by reducing the amount that we share, because that makes us feel like our hard times are not relevant and are not worth the struggle. And actually, you then got the judgment. So, you know, what you've been through is something that has, you know, I actually think for you, I think it's helped you. I think this has helped solidify who you are. And it's, you know, like it's that thing, like I feel with this one, it's a case of like, you know, you have a metal that is so strong. For example, I don't know about metals particularly, let's say gold. You melt it down. No, yeah, let's go with gold. You know, you melt it down, it suddenly changes, and it's malleable, and it can become anything. And then it comes out, it's reset, and it's super strong again. Because it's been reset, all the cracks have vanished. You know, it's literally been melted back down to its very core and reset into something that is incredible and strong and shiny and new. And you shouldn't have to apologise for that just because there are other people who aren't feeling great. And listen, that could be reversed. It could be that there are other, you know, that you're on the other side of it and you're in the mode where you feel like other people are throwing their successes in your face. There, yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, you've got the Three of Swords in reverse. So listen, it is good, and you shouldn't worry too much about hearing other people's good news or about sharing your good news with other people, because people are going through their, you know, people might be going through their own thing where they don't want to hear it right now. But that doesn't mean that in 2 months' time or 1 month's time, 6 months' time, they won't look back and think, you know what, I'm really, like, I feel like people will be more upset, and it will bring about more of that devil energy and that Six of Wands reverse energy if you don't tell them the good news when you have it, and they find out later. And then because then it becomes a case of, you know, being upset that you didn't share it with them. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope that helps. Right, lastly, we're going to have a look at what there is to be excited about for this month. So things that are coming in this month that will helping with the growth. Love. Queen of Pentacles. Funny story attached to this card. I won't share it today. Listen, this month is going to be good. I feel like this is one of those things where, you know, maybe you do start getting a bit more income in this month. Maybe you start learning, you know, realizing that you've just got control of your finances. Now, let's be honest, this last year has been a struggle. The struggle has been very real, unless you're Amazon. You know, I think there's been a lot of us who felt that our finances have been pushed and pulled, and we've not been able to keep as much, you know, maybe you've not been earning as much, you know, but also learning that we can live on such a smaller income, even if it's a struggle, is a success, right? It's a realization that actually we don't always need to be splashing out and doing everything. Yes, and that is the strength card. So it is one of those things where actually this struggle that you've been through, and I say that the Ten of Wands came out previously, which is the struggle card, right? It's a thing of going, right, okay, I've got all of this stuff to deal with and not as many resources as I had previously. My resources are depleted, but the burden hasn't changed. The bills haven't changed. The workload hasn't changed. You've still got to get everything done, you know, and that could be a case of when I say energy, I mean like tiredness, enthusiasm, you know. You know, you might have been exhausted by this pandemic, by the financial situation, and you know the work still went on. You still had to feed the dog, you still had to take the kids out, you still had to homeschool, whatever it is. But something to be excited about is this month I feel like there is going to be a real realization of how strong you are and how much you've come through it. And not unscathed at all by any stretch of the imagination, but you have managed to get through it. And that is a moment to pat yourself on the back. And that is something to be absolutely excited about, Pisces. So listen, I feel like you've had some rough readings recently. This one is definitely a lot better. Now, as I say, if it's resonated for you, let me know down in the comments below. If it's not, and you want to book a private reading, drop me an email, message me on Instagram. If not, take care, and I will see you next month. Bye-bye.